My name is John Sherman, and I'm the general manager for the theater. I manage a staff of about 10 people, and I also work with our booking agent to plan out what films will play, what schedules will look like. I book birthday parties and meetings and that sort of stuff as well. Originally, the theater was built across the street. It was called the Union Theater, built in 1921. It was run in that space for 2 years, and then they wanted to expand, so they built what is now the Edmonds Theater in this space in 1923. Our current owners have owned the theater since 1984. There was a short break before that where they played punk music and did live shows when we still had a stage. And then before that it was an art house theater, and before that there were 3 other owners, I think, but it was run as first a vaudeville and then a classic movie theater. So the first set of renovations were done in the 40s, and that was just a basic, upgrade the seats that were breaking down and that sort of thing. And then in the 50s, they changed the styling of the theater from what was Art Deco to kind of a mashup of things that the owners thought were pretty nice. And then in 1999, we went back to an Art Deco and did massive renovations took out the screen, redid all of the soundboards, the seating, and it was originally 600 seats, and now we've got about 240. We're seeing a really big shift from the analog 35mm film to digital. And I'm thinking probably in about 10 years everything will be switched over to digital. I know the bigger houses are doing a pretty big push for in the next 3 years to get everything switched to digital, which then forces little guys like us to have to do the same. Still not convinced that 3D is going to stick around.
Too gimmicky.
Yeah. We have a number of patrons who are regulars here because we don't do 3D. I think that we're considered an important part of the business. It really depends on the theater itself, not necessarily big theaters versus smaller theaters. Our theater is really lucky to have a supportive community, so we are a theater that is sought out by specifically film companies like Warner Brothers and Universal. They know that if they put their product here, our community will come, as opposed to going to the larger theaters. I think that our theater is very important to downtown Edmonds. We've been here, since 1923, and the way that myself and our owners look at this theater is it is our role to bring people from outlying areas into downtown Edmonds, and it's the role of the businesses to keep them down here. So we try to work a lot with the small businesses and the small business owners, so that we have the big name pictures that everybody wants to see, and they drive all the way down here and find the parking, and it's kind of their job to get all their merchandise out on the streets so that we can keep the community active and viable.